Hello, friends, and welcome back to r/ProRevenge. Another dose of Karens awaits you in this video, so get ready. It's gonna be hot. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Here we go. Karen demands free wrapped scone as a fly touched it. So I go to a market with my mom any Friday that I can, and one day I'm managing the baked goods, and here comes Karen, haircut and all. Okay, a fly touched that scone, so can I just take it for free? Me. No, you can't, as we put cling film across our baked goods so flies can't touch them, and they only touch the cling film. But I saw it, so just give me the scone. The scone was literally 80 cents, by the way. Mom comes back. What's going on? Me. I was just saying. Karen cuts me off. A fly touched this scone, and I kindly asked to take it for free, and your kid snapped at me. Mom knew I wouldn't do that, so she said the same thing I did about our scones being wrapped, but I literally saw it on the scone. Me. Are you sure a fly touched that scone? Karen. Yes, that's what I've been saying. Me. Okay. I proceed to pretend to put the scone in a bin. I really dropped it in a box so I could have it later. Karen. What did you do that for? I wanted that scone, you idiot. Me. Miss, please calm down. We have a rule where if a fly touched a product, we bin it. Karen, now visibly annoyed. I wanted that scone. Give me another one for free. Me. Miss, I'm not giving you a free scone. They're literally 80 cents. Karen then stomps off complaining, and I decide to take out that exact scone and eat it. God, revenge tastes good. And our second story. Shady apartment management firm tries to screw me, everyone over, ends up losing a ton of tenants and income. When I first moved to the region, I'd abruptly ended my home search due to a sudden death in the family. As a result, I signed on the first place that had the amenities I wanted and fit within my budget. I didn't have time to do any real background checking on the neighborhood or management association. So yeah, my bad. To say it was mismanaged is an understatement, but the place was taken over by a far more professional firm shortly before my lease expired, and since this place was walking distance from a soon-to-complete metro extension, I decided to stick it out. The new firm did a significantly better job at first, but that didn't last long. Soon they were underpaying for waste management, so garbage stations became festering piles of loose garbage, construction made the overflow parking situation infinitely worse, emergency maintenance orders took up to 2 weeks to be answered, billing went haywire, and people, me, were being charged twice for rent, and then had to fight for weeks to at least get that payment credited towards the next month. They tried more than once to keep it, claiming I owed non-existent back rent. I finally had enough. So this neighborhood had insufficient street parking, and due to construction associated with metro expansion, residents were no longer allowed to park on the main street. The neighborhood had always told people to park on an unpaved gravel lot, even included it on the map for a new tenant orientation. This is though they didn't own that lot, the city did. As a result, the neighborhood took zero responsibility for security, maintenance, and upkeep of that lot, and it started being used to dump construction garbage and hide stolen cars. My breaking point came when there was a gunfight in the lot and a stray bullet went through my neighbor's window. Neighborhood charged him to replace the window, by the way. Figured I'd kill a few birds with one stone, so to speak. I reported the illegal dumping to code enforcement, the criminal activity to state and local police, and the illegal land use to the city/county that owned the property. For a week, nothing happened. Then I started seeing code enforcement, surveyors, police, etc. all over the lot taking notes and photos. Within a few weeks, the garbage was gone, the abandoned and stolen cars were towed, and a fence was put up to prevent anyone from accessing the lot. I moved soon after, and apparently so did a lot of other tenants. Last I checked, rent was decreased by about 30%, and there are a ton of vacancies, and the Shady office staff has all been replaced. I know that there were some fines levied because of the garbage situation, the illegal use of government property, and some other fines. There were also lawsuits regarding their shady billing practices. Oh, and that metro expansion? I moved out 5 years ago, and it's still not done. And our last story. If you're not happy, then quit. Okay, boss. I work for a temp agency specializing in logistic and transport jobs. I took as many jobs as possible, day jobs, 2 hours paid only jobs, weekly jobs, and always made my employer satisfied. They trusted me even with the toughest jobs you can imagine. I have one simple rule: treat me with respect and I'll respectfully work for you. Even doing sometimes overtime is fine by me as long as the employer is nice. This is the story about me working for a new warehouse dealing with shipments. We were about 10 young men, all university students, and would have to work from 3 a.m. to 8 a.m. from Monday to Friday. No overtime, no extra pay on night shifts, just the basic minimum wage and nothing else. No cash for food, nor gas money. Our job was to dispatch all kinds of parcels into different trucks. It was summer, so it was damn hot. So hot you could grill a steak on the pavement. Edit. I may have chosen a bad metaphor. Nights in summer are usually between 18 and 25 degrees Celsius, bearable, but working and running around wearing safety boots and jeans made us sweat like crazy. At 5:30 and packing stuff in trucks was also horrible. It literally felt like being in a sauna. At 6 a.m., we could already get between 25 to 30 degrees. And of course, no air conditioning, but that made sense as doors were always kept open. Not only was the job tough, but the warehouse managers barely respected safety rules. For example, parcels that exceed 25 kilos are not allowed to be carried alone. When one of us dared to tell the manager, let's call him A-hole, that it was way too heavy to be lifted alone, he'd just say, "Don't be a pea. Everyone here's doing the same job. If they can lift it, you can do it. And if you're not happy about it, just leave. You're not irreplaceable." He kept yelling the same things over and over in that small warehouse. We were all assigned to a different gate, therefore we're all working alone, but not too far from each other. Days were always busy, and we could only have a 5-minute break for a quick shot in the toilets or a quick smoke. The worst was for the people assigned at the bottom end of the warehouse. They literally had to run the whole way if they wanted to take a trip to the washroom. Worst thing, A-hole barely helped anyone on the floor. He just spent his time walking around and yelling, "Don't forget, you're not irreplaceable. There are plenty of people begging for a job outside willing to take your place." And the one I hated the most, "If you're not happy, then leave." The job was already painful enough. Why did he need to make it more annoying? Sometimes parcels could barely fit inside the truck as it was getting fully loaded. A-hole would usually yell at us for being incompetent and would literally kick parcels, smashing the content to make it fit inside the truck, and proudly say, "You see? How can this be so complicated?" The icing on the cake was one night we arrived, as always, at 2:45 a.m. All of us feeling asleep and no one to open the gate for us. We waited until 3:30 until A-hole arrived and straight away yelled at us. "What the hell are you doing here?" "Well, we're here to work." "The trucks have been delayed. No need for you to be here. Get back home." "Are we still going to be paid? We showed up. No one told us not to come." He smugged. "Why would you be paid? You're not working. Now get back home. No need to come unless we call you." We were stunned and damn furious. As A-hole left, we all agreed on a few things. Here's where the revenge starts. No one showed at work the next day. I received a call from angry A-hole at 3:30. "Where the hell are you? There's work to be done." "You told us not to come unless you called us." "Then what do you think I'm doing right now? Get the hell up and get here." "Sorry, A-hole, but you're not my employer. I'm employed by the temp agency name. Therefore, all shifts must be confirmed by my employer before allowing me to go on site. The office opens at 8:30, so please call them and they'll call me." I hung up. At around 9 a.m., I received a call from my temp agency asking why all of us didn't show up. I gently explained everything, and the agency asked me if I could go there now. I explained that I could not, as I have to attend some classes. After a short conversation about the working conditions we had, the agency asked me if I could go there the day after. I told them that I could probably finish the week. It was a weekly contract, but I would not be interested to stay longer. They understood. We all showed up the day after, and sure enough, A-hole was PO'd. He started yelling at us, as always, stating that we were a damn spoiled generation, and we know nothing about hard work, and taking everything for granted, etc., and we all got back to work. Again, he started the same thing, not helping, but just yelling around, "If you're not happy, then quit. You're not irreplaceable." I stopped putting parcels in the truck and said, "You're totally right, A-hole. I'm not happy." So I quit. "What the hell? What are you talking about? Get back to work." "No, you just told me if I wasn't happy, I could quit." "And you're right, I quit." "Get back to work or I'll—" "Or you'll what?" I gently asked. "A-hole's right. I quit too," said another staff. Within a few minutes, the 10 of us left the warehouse as a-hole kept screaming, "He'll get our butt!" It was 5:30 a.m. and there's a crap ton of work to do, but only a-hole and some management staff in the office were there. Left with a crap ton of work to do. I received another call from my temp agency who asked what happened. How can 10 people decide to leave their jobs on the spot like that? I explained that I simply did what a-hole told me. I'm not happy, so I quit. I then added all the safety processes that were respected at work. No safety gloves provided, no earplugs provided, carrying heavy goods without any help, etc. They told me they'd have a meeting with the person in charge, but to please never do something like this again. And yeah, I still work from time to time for this temp agency after that. My conclusion and what I learned from that: treat people with respect and they'll respect you. Treat them like crap and karma will simply hit you. I hope you enjoyed the chance to prove how hard his generation worked. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.